Well, good evening, everyone. It is Wednesday, July 23rd here on, the East Coast, all over the place. On the other side, well, no, because the other side of the world, they're already into tomorrow. They're into the future. So it's already,
Was ahead of us, yeah.
yeah. So
Because
they're,
we had Wimbledon and the U.S. the golf at going about the same time,
yeah.
so it's crazy. Forgot about 6 hours.
Yep.
So
That's okay. Hey, listen, and if you want to play the lottery, just wait till tomorrow or today for that matter, and then see the lottery numbers over there and then play it over here. It can be
yeah,
like,
one of the cool things when you work in one of the biggest restaurants in town is it's good to have programming. And last year we had the Olympics, which was amazing on NBC because they had everything because they have so many cable channels.
right.
And we had it was 20-hour coverage. It was pretty damn cool. But we're in football now, so we get NFL Network, FS1, Fox, and Big Ten meetings in Vegas. The bastion of Big Ten sports, Angel, Las Vegas, is hosting, of course, the Big Ten meetings. So there you go.
See,
Can
but the
make
only,
fun, further make fun of the Big Ten. Go right ahead. Rutgers, Maryland, Tennessee, Washington, whatever. It's fun.
the only, who, and for, well, minus that, but talking about as far as watching games at the biggest bar or the biggest restaurant where you work at. I went to
Mm,
Miller's Ale House today, and it's nice when you if it's not like super packed. Usually, it's
yeah,
packed, and depending on what sporting event is out there, then people go in
sure,
and fill it to the gills. But I ended up going at lunchtime, and
sure.
it was just nice though because they apparently they upgraded their TVs again. I've been to the one
Yeah,
particular one in Wesley Chapel. I think it's been like over a year since the
yeah.
last time I was there, but they end up it was so nice. Like all I needed was like popcorn and a couple of throw pillows, and I'd have been in heaven because I was like, wow, this is great. They had McAfee on one screen, the NHL Network doing their
Mhm,
off-season stuff on the other.
mhm.
In the middle, they had some college talk in between there, but um, college season because we're not that far away. It's really good as things are getting ready to start
It's
ramping up.
almost exactly a month away. Week zero, I think, is the 23rd.
Yeah.
August 23rd, I think, is week zero.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, because yeah,
And
there's
there's
a
only
little.
like 6 games. There's only like 6 games. I think there's only 6 games in week zero.
Is
And
that it?
one of them is in Dublin, the Kansas State. I think it's Kansas State, Iowa State is one of the. Hold on, I'll look it up.
Sure.
I have
Good
I
evening,
have
Rick. As
all.
he says, he's getting ready to prepare to watch the Phillies sweep the Red Sox, and if it happens, Pete's
Okay, if that happens, I'm going to change. I'm going to go back to my former name of the Red Sox, the fucking Red Sox. So I hate the goddamn Red Sox, and I always have and always will. Um, yeah, it's Iowa State, Kansas. That's the big game on the 23rd. That's the week zero game, and that is in Dublin, Ireland. Like I said,
Ooh,
so that's by the way, I think it's a noon game.
right?
Uh, yeah, we'll have plenty of time to talk about it, but yeah, that's by the way, the winner of that game probably has the inside track on winning the Big 12 because
Oh,
those are two of the better teams. Arizona State's going to have another really good team, and there's a couple other teams that should be good too. I get my Athlon's college football right here, so that's what I'm looking at.
I got
And
the one, but I got the one, the Marty McFly special. I got his program from,
there you go. So
yeah,
then I got this is if you're wondering, he knows this too. I message him and Pete, break him stories. I get the Big Ten and Southeastern Conference Athlon. I mean, no, Lindy's books, excuse me. And then I love Lindy's, by the way. And I got my Lindy's Pro Football with Jared Goff. He just threw another interception. The we're never gonna have Jared Goff on Beav's World, by the way. But yeah. So and I just got within the last, I think it was like last weekend, I got the Orlads draft review, which is great. It's a geek fest. I'll have some time here, probably this weekend. The Mets are gonna be on the West Coast. They swept the Angels, by the way, today. They did their job. Unfortunately, the goddamn Red Sox could get out of their own fucking way,
that's right.
and win a goddamn game once. Uh, here's what I ask: if the this is what I ask of the Red Sox today, just trade us Aroldis Chapman, and I'll make up for it. That's my deal with the Red Sox. and then I could just watch on reels the '86 World Series again. Watch Jim Rice drive in no runs and start 7 games in a World Series batting cleanup and drive in no runs. Jesse Orozco, the Mets closer, drove in a run in Game 7. He had more RBIs than Jim Rice did. Jim Rice is in the Hall of Fame, though. No, Penguins right about Arizona State, by the way. Returning back. Now, Scatterbo is a huge part of their team, but they have a very good team, and they got an NIL
Right.
and a serious situation with their money. And that coach, he's a rock star. His next job is going to be in the NFL because he's probably not going to leave Arizona State for another college job. He's from there. There's a wave of these guys. Like the guy to get the next big college job in college is Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's going to get like the Ohio State job when Day leaves or gets fired, whatever you prefer. Or somebody like Marcus Freeman leaves too to go to the NFL. I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, no, Penguin. Arizona State's really good. No, that's what I was on them. Angel, I think I said this to you in like October. I like them because that coach, he's good. He's a personality, and then in the NIL world, if you want to get paid, you're going to get paid. So then you look at, is the coach fun? Do we have good weather? And you'll be Angel. I'm about to break some news, and I'm a shining example of this. Not everybody who goes to college gives a shit about school. I know. Whoa! I just broke breaking news. Like Cordell Jones said, the older I was like, we didn't go to college. We go to college to play football. We don't care about school. And there's a lot of people. I was like that. Look how I've turned out. That's like a disclaimer warning for kids. So no, I mean, no, I love Dillingham. He's an energy guy. He's got a good young staff. The weather there is great. I'm killing Teddy Bruschi and Rob Gronkowski saying what I'm saying, by the way.
Right.
But it's a good situation, and it's one of the easiest schools in the country to get in. It's like the easiest Power 5 school to get in the country, get into school, and they got a good program. By the way, there's no great quarterbacks coming back this year, unless you think Klubnik is the Clemson kid. I think he's good. Everybody talking about Arch Manning. Arch Manning was so good he couldn't beat out a seventh round draft pick on the Saints. I mean, who's the best quarterback in the Big Ten? If you say Drew Allar, I'm going to laugh at you.
No.
He's not that good. The Illinois kid is better than he is, and potentially the Nebraska kid is better than him. And our guy is supposed to be a second coming of Christ, so you never know. But I mean, there's no the shirt. It's Aerosmith, Rick. That's why I'm wearing it. Ozzy. I love Ozzy. Angel and I were talking about that.
Yeah.
Aerosmith is one of the bands, by the way, that's come out and said a lot of nice things about Ozzy. Def Leppard last night did a 3-song set for Ozzy. Bon Jovi, Richie Star. Remember, a lot of these bands I grew up watching in the 80s broke playing with Black Sabbath. And then Ozzy and Souls, Def Leppard went out with them. Rat went out with them. If you don't know the story, basically, the tour that broke up Black Sabbath, the Never Say Die tour in 1978, was, you want to talk about a big mistake. Black Sabbath, they were all on drugs. They were a mess. Angel, you know who the geniuses around Black Sabbath had open up for Black Sabbath in 1978? Take a while. It was the worst band humanly possible. That when you're the king band, the hot new act coming up, opening up for you. How about Van Halen?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
So they had Van Halen, and these guys, they're all whacked out. It's this similar thing happened, by the way, in who was it that Metallica opened up for in the late 80s? It's the exact same thing happened when Metallica opened up for somebody. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was one of the hair bands that was falling apart. And by the way, that was now down the road from that, like 5 years later, the end of Guns N' Roses was Metallica and them being on tour together, and Metallica making them look bad.
Right.
And then they broke up. But I'm trying to remember who it was that opened for Metallica. Yeah, so the Van Halen thing happened, and then I think after Ronnie Dio came in and quit, they had Ann Gilliam, who was the next singer in Black Sabbath. Blue Oyster Cult, they had the Black and Blue tour, Blue Oyster Cult and Black Sabbath, and Black Sabbath was just a mess, and they broke up. Thank you, Penguin. I'm a music. If you haven't noticed, music guy. I'm a diverse guy. Hell, I can talk pro wrestling, but I'm a music guy. I love Aerosmith. I'm a Boston guy. I love Aerosmith. I love Steven Tyler and Joe Perry. Joe Perry's from the next town away from me. He's from Lawrence, Mass. But and by the way, one of the cool things with Ozzy passing and unfortunately dying and everything, but his final shows, people like Steven Tyler showed up. And by the way, Steven Tyler did not show up. He was great. So there's hope that maybe Aerosmith can get out and do some more shows. They canceled their tour because of Steven's health problems. Yeah, Jey Uso, the wrestler, that is Penguin. I'm an Undertaker guy. Of the current guys, Cena is from my area. He went to my Archerville High School. I love John Cena. I just hate the bad guy act with him. I know why they did it, but no, Rick. I'm trying to remember who it was. The Metallica opened for them look really bad. It was one of the '80s bands. It was one of the '80s bands, and then it was when Injustice for All was out. When Injustice for All came out, is when they really started to take off. Steve Austin's good too. Steve Austin was really the guy who started to carry the WWE after the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels stuff happened, and then The Rock and Undertaker and some of the other guys kind of picked it up too. They need a breakthrough guy. Whether it's Cody Rhodes, who I really like personally. I mean, the fact that he really wrestled with a torn pectoral muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch that on video. How bad that thing looked. So no, it's interesting how these things go in trends. Music has changed too. It's interesting. Another band that had a help break was Rush. No, not Anthrax. Not Anthrax. Anthrax is on the little. Anthrax is one of the big four with it's Megadeth, who Dave Mustaine comes from, Slayer, Metallica, and Anthrax. Those are the four big metal bands. Who was it that I'm going to look this up?
Sure,
Bear with me.
No, that's fine. Because it's good to see Penguin. He's my hermano from Arizona. It's been a while since he tuned into the show, but I know he's always busy. But I appreciate my hermano from Arizona tuning in. As always, same way with Rick. Always flying the friendly skies, but grounded there at Southwest and Tampa. So hopefully he's not getting pounded too bad with the crazy storms. Penguin, he says Pantera.
No, Pantera wasn't big enough yet. It was right. Who was it? Well, no, they're on a Monsters for Rock. And then they had opening acts, but I'm trying to remember who they, might have been the tour before. Might have been, who they opened with for Master of Puppets. I'm looking at for that too. I might be confusing because this is when Cliff Burton got killed, the car accident. No, so who they, I'm trying to remember who it was, but I might be confusing them with somebody else. Because I know they were with Maiden. Queensryche took over after Queensryche did their show. The Cult. Yeah, then Faith No More. Yeah, so what was happening was, I kind of got it right, where there was Metallica can't have an opening act, basically, is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
And by the way, the end of Van Halen, they had people like Alice in Chains opening for them, when Sammy Hagar and Eddie were fighting. They had people, really good energy acts like Alice in Chains was one that opened for them, and a couple other ones. But yeah, usually what happens is, like Def Leppard's a great example. They went out, they opened for people like Ozzy, AC/DC, so they kind of grew, and that's how they got signed by Mutt Lange, the great record producer who's married to Shania Twain, who helped them do Pyromania and Hysteria and he also did. I mean, he's done a bunch of big albums. But no, it was Metallica. You can't. Nobody can open for Metallica. I mean, just have Metallica go and play. I mean, they ended Guns N' Roses. That was. I mean, because they just Axl and those guys just weren't professional. Metallica was. They're buttoned up.
Right.
No, not Pantera.
Yeah.
Pantera was never. Pantera was never. And I love Pantera. Phil Anselmo is one of my favorite metal singers, but they were never on that level. And by the way, they were at Ozzy's final show because Phil and Ozzy are tight. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Ozzy Osbourne. I just posted something. Gene Simmons did a great interview today. Everybody, go look it up. He made a great point about Ozzy. Who was Ozzy? Who was like Ozzy Osbourne? Ozzy Osbourne was a true original. I think he's like the heavy metal Ozzy. He's like the heavy metal Elvis. There's no who is like him. There's nobody. And like it's insane because everybody in rock and roll is his friend. I mean, Pat Boone was his neighbor. I mean, it was like, and so many of these guys, Iron Maiden. You just look at Twitter, all these different bands that he when he was in Black Sabbath, and then in his own band. The other thing that's amazing, look at all the guitarists and bassists he broke in. Everybody knows about Randy Rhoads, Zach Wilde, Jakey Lee. I mean, Rudy Sarzo. It was just incredible the amount of people he brought in, and the guy who's the he's the bassist of Metallica now. Trujillo is another one. And it's funny. Michigan's baseball coach Skip. See, he's buddies with Robert, the bassist of Metallica. If you follow him on social media, you'll see that Robert had him at the Metallica concert like 2 weeks ago, and he brought Skip on stage. You got some pretty cool recruiting tool. Hey, come look at Michigan's baseball coach. He's buddies with the guys in Metallica. So, Skip was in the mosh pit with the fans. It's on Twitter. I'll tweet this to you later, Adrian.
All right.
But yeah, and you'll see he brought him up, and he's like, "Hey, you're part of the family now." He's Robert, the bassist of Metallica. But my baseball coach up and said, "Hey, you're part of the family now, Metallica." Because Skip used to be the coach of Arizona State. He has a house in Arizona, and obviously the Metallica guys have homes and things all over the place, so they're out there. And he knows Robert, so that's a pretty cool start.
So I
was like, you see stuff on Twitter you never see.
That's true.
Like,
by the way,
this guy is friends and is friends with who and that and this. It's just nuts.
Much love back to the Penguins. Yeah, I appreciate it. But the one that I haven't spoken to him in a while, but so I went to a Godsmack concert, and this is like years ago at RFK Stadium.
Okay. So Sully, the lead singer in Godsmack,
right?
Sully Erna, he's from Lawrence, the next town away from me. And he start because of Joe Perry. Joe Perry helped them out.
Really?
Yes. Yes. Tom Kiefer, Cinderella, very good singer. They're another band that went out with Ozzy, Cinderella.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So Sully, from the lead singer of Godsmack, he's like I said, he's from Lawrence, and Joe Perry helped finance their band. So, which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
That is nuts. But I went. So it used to be 99.1 HFS out in Baltimore, DC, the metro area. And so they used to do this 3-day event at RFK Stadium. Normally, and then it climbed down to 2 days before it basically got evaporated.
Friday became like Monsters of Rock, right? Became Monsters of Rock, basically.
Yeah. So they Friday and Saturday was always the big heavy hitters. Sunday was pretty good as well, but mostly Friday and Saturday were the bigger ones because everybody, if you Sunday you were lucky. Now for me, because I don't freaking go crazy drinking or anything else like that, I can make it to Sunday and enjoy the bands that were there. But the friends that I went with were no good by Saturday night, so there was no way I can go there on freaking Sunday. But this is before like when pyrotechnics really started taking off. So Godsmack comes on, and I forgot who went on just before them. And the drummer comes out, but there's like a black screen in front of him. So he's doing he's kicking the bass, and he's getting everybody warmed up, and then his video comes out in front of the black screen. And so there's this helicopter fly. They make a couple references to Vietnam, a couple references to a couple other wars. And then you see the helicopter coming in, and everybody's like, wow, like this is cool, it's great. And then as the helicopter starts making a turn, it morphs into a fighter jet. And then as he turns
Oh my
around,
god.
he like loads up the drums, and then as soon as he like basically one big pound off the drums, then they show
Yeah.
two laser lights that look like it's coming out from the back of the screen, goes all the way down to the bottom of the stage, and then all you get is big smoke, and then Godsmack appears out of nowhere. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world when I saw that. But they put on a great show, and
Oh,
even
they're
though,
good.
yeah,
Sully's awesome. Oh yeah, he's good. They have a good show.
yeah. Now Metallica, uh,
Well, the
I
Cliff
went
Burton
to,
thing. Everybody knows about Cliff Burton was incredible.
but
But you
went
know what?
to,
I give them great credit because Jason was great and Robert's been great. So they've, how grand you have to be to go through three really good bassists. And
yeah,
obviously Cliff. I mean, people don't understand what happened. Metallica was on tour in Europe and they had a bus accident and they would sleep on bunks and Cliff fell out of the bunk and the bus fell on him and killed him.
holy
And
crap.
that's how the Metallica bassist died. Yes, Cliff Burton. Literally,
Huh.
the other guys in Metallica saw his feet in the bus. Like Kirk Kemitz talked about this, the guitarist.
Right.
You can see this is on Behind the Music and a whole bunch of other things on documentaries about Metallica I'm talking about. And then they brought in Newstead, and that ran its course. They made him nuts, and now they Robertson there and done a great job. Yeah, I mean, Ozzy, people don't understand how big a deal this guy is. He invented a genre of music. Robert Plant talked about this today, for obviously the lead singer of Led Zeppelin, and they're contemporaries, obviously. But almost, if you understand the history of music, almost there's an offspring. Like the Beatles started a lot of things, and then the Rolling Stones, and then, Led Zeppelin, and then you get from Led Zeppelin, you get to like Black Sabbath, and Def Leppard and all the hair bands, Bon Jovi, and Poison and Motley Crue and all that stuff. And then from that to get to grunge, you need a balancing act, and that's Guns N' Roses.
Hmm.
And then you kind of bring it back with Metallica, what I call man music, which is Metallica. So and what it is today is completely different. I mean, Gene Simmons again. I'm a huge Kiss fan, but he made a great point over the last like 25, 30 years of rock and roll. Can you name me the great bands that have been developed over the last like 25, 30 years? Who's out there that can compare with, the Eagles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Kiss, Aerosmith, the foundational bands, Pink Floyd, that can still go out and sell out a stadium, um, today. I mean, who in the last like 15, 20 years? I mean, Britney Spears,
Yeah, no.
the Backstreet Boys. I mean, not to make fun of them. It's a different world with the streaming. But Taylor Swift, obviously, she's been around for a long time, but she's more of the artist like Michael Jackson and
Right.
Madonna. I'm talking like a rock and roll band, maybe Pearl Jam. Because it's sad, a lot of the grunge guys all killed themselves. Even a band like Linkin Park, who I love, Chester killed himself.
Yep.
So, and Soundgarden and Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains, Nirvana, and Soundgarden all had the chance, but amazingly, their singers all killed themselves. And it gives you great appreciation, as flawed as they are, for bands like Kiss and Aerosmith. Aerosmith had their two leaders dive into drugs and alcohol, all of them really, but Steven and Joe were the worst. I mean, uh, Steven Tyler famously said, I snorted so much cocaine, I did the GMP of Peru. And, and, and by the way, Steven looked great at Oslo. Um, and, bands like Motley Crue, they did their final show, but, um, it's hard. It's hard to stay on top and continue to go out there. The Eagles had about a 5-year run, then they all turned on each other. Kiss had about a really high 5-year run, and then Ace and Peter Criss left the band. Black Sabbath. Now they were all a mess, but Ozzy was the leader of the mess,
Yep.
and even it's funny because they're back in the news again. Fleetwood Mac's another one where Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks fighting and supposedly making up. So, but no, music. You get about a 5-year run, and you go look at how many years really were the Beatles peaking, and then they fell apart.
Yeah.
It gives great value and credit to the Stones. They don't really make a lot of new albums, but they go out and play every couple of years. And you know what? I forgot one. U2. U2 has been around for 45 years, and Bono hasn't cashed in and done what Sting did to the Police and tanked his band and cashed in the chips and made some money. Now, what U2 does is really interesting. Every one of their albums is kind of different, and they change and develop with the trends. It's like, hey, this is what's going on now. Let's make an album. Like when Kiss did the album Dynasty, which kind of a disco album. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley want me killed for saying that, but it's true. And they kind of alluded to it. I Was Made for Loving You and some of the other songs. But they made a song that was fitting the trends of the time, and that's smart. If you don't adapt, you die like a dinosaur. AC/DC, last time they had a new album that came out and was good. And again, they're different because the lead singer died. When your lead singer dies, that usually changes things. Look at what happened to both The Who and Led Zeppelin just when
Yeah.
their drummers died, and it completely changed their band. What about Nirvana? Obviously, Cobain killed himself. But here's the thing: I'll give it. You're right about Nirvana, but part of the band, the Foo Fighters are legit,
Yeah.
and they've been around at least 10 years. Now, again, um, uh, their drummer died, right?
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, what's with drummers, by the way? You thought there was a thing with Spinal Tap, drummers. It's always hell. Def Leppard's poor drummer, Rick Allen, one of my heroes. He lost his arm, but no, it's amazing how it works. And I'll say this: the rock star life for everybody, and it's hard. I mean, I make light of it and joke about it all the time, but everybody's like, "I'm a celebrity." I don't like being a celebrity. I mean, I like sitting home. Well, Aerosmith, remember, they broke up, and Joe Perry went and did the Joe Perry project, and they brought in the two replacement guys for Joe Perry and Brad Whitford. Jimmy Crispo and Rick Dupay. How'd I do, folks? I got it right. I just got the two back. I have real mental problems, Angel. I just got the replacement. Looked at a Crispo and Rick Dupay were the replacement guys in Aerosmith. Did I? Not really a Sex Pistols. That's just stupid rock. See, one of the things I don't like is people that are weird just to be weird that aren't naturally weird. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I have great respect for the originals like Alice Cooper, and to a lesser extent Rob Zombie and Kiss, obviously. The guys that go out and are the original trendsetters.
Joey B's back. This is going to be a good
Yeah,
night. Penguin AZ, Rick, and Joey B.
yeah. It's we're turning this into a music show. I'm becoming yeah, the Ramones, but the Ramones weren't. Again, they did Rock and Roll High School, and they were a punk band,
Yeah.
and it didn't that kind of fizzled like Blondie. You don't if you don't adjust and adapt. That's one of the things that's amazing about Aerosmith. I mean, they started in the '70s. They can go on tour tonight and sell out, and they can still get it done. Now they're all in bad shape because they've been around forever and they've all done massive amounts of drugs. But I mean, they're still good.
Who is
Aerosmith.
just Nikki Six? What was
Rick.
he?
Oh, I love Nicky. You
What?
know the story about him? Where he died. He died for like 2 minutes, and they brought him back. You know that
Yeah.
story with Nicky Six with the heroin. Yeah.
Yeah. So he.
By the way, Angel, if you ever have the opportunity, get Nicky Six on one of our shows. He's fucking awesome. By the way, he loves Ozzy. He's posted some great stuff about Ozzy. By the way, I forgot about Motley Crue. Motley Crue's big break was going out with Ozzy on tour in like 1981, and Nicky just talked about that. That's one of the really cool things about Ozzy Osbourne. A lot of people think he was just a big dumb dope. Wasn't. And by the way, his wife is brilliant, and all these rock guys love her because she used to take care of the opening bands for Ozzy. She was great to all these opening bands.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Leanna Rhymes and Britney Spears. How about Kelly Clarkson and she's married to the Holler. She was at the White House. She did the national anthem without music.
Oh,
Pretty Blonde. She does
yeah,
the
yeah,
football the song. She does a
yeah.
Sunday Night Football theme song. Carrie Underwood.
There you go. Goodness
They
gracious.
they were they were both on American Idol like their first season, and one of them won and the other one lost. I think, and they're both really good. And Clay Aiken, obviously, so too. But no, it's I was about to bring that up, Angel. Live Aid, the American version was at Philadelphia at the old JFK Stadium, right?
Yes, sir.
Is
I
that
was
still
there.
there? Is JFK Stadium still there?
No. The Wells
Okay,
Fargo.
what's there now? Okay,
Wells
that's where
Fargo.
Wells Fargo is now. Okay.
Yeah.
So people don't realize that. And by the way, that's where Ozzy played with Black Sabbath in '85. Yes. Yes, the snorting the ants. Yes. I was waiting for somebody to do that. But so, yeah, because so if you don't know the story, Motley Crue and Ozzy were effed up on the tour bus. They got off and take a leak. And Ozzy was pissing, drinking his piss. And the Motley Crue guys were like, man, that's effed up. And Ozzy was so messed up. He got like a popsicle stick and he started snorting ants.
Joey brings up a great point because in Philly, so I'll bring this up as you keep going through the bands here. So in Philly
Ah,
it was notorious, and I'm pretty sure it was, Detroit probably had theirs as well. But it was always great for either concerts, especially sporting venues, when they would come up to you. I'm like, hey, you want to get in? I got you. Don't worry about it. I was going to give
oh
these away.
yeah.
And then you turn around and say, are you sure they're good? Yeah. Don't worry about it. Then the minute you give the money, you turn around and say, so gone. Like the win. You'll
Yeah,
never see him again.
the old Boston Garden. Oh, Boston Garden back in the day. Pete's probably got some stories. He's got best penguin. I'm not crazy. There you go. Yes, and Tony Thompson. Tony Thompson and Phones played with Led Zeppelin. They were the drummers.
Now, people got to
Because remember John Bonham's kid, Junior Bonham. He wasn't ready. He was a little kid at that point. So it was John Paul Jones, Robert, and Jimmy Page. And Robert Plant and Jimmy Page thought they were awful because they weren't a lot. They didn't let Jimmy tune his guitar. And supposedly Jimmy Page was blind, pissed, and drunk.
that is true. I was like,
Now,
what was
Robert Plant was good. Robert Plant's another one, by the way. They could show up tonight and sing. I mean, he's doing the Alison Krauss and other stuff. That's why I have a great amount of respect for Robert Plant, where he's not making Led Zeppelin albums; he's making Robert Plant albums,
correct?
which I think is really cool. And listen, I kill Sting all the time for breaking up the Police. I hated him for 10 years because they were one of my favorite bands. But he went and did his own stuff, and it was his own stuff. It wasn't Police albums. It was completely different than what the Police were. And it sucked for Stuart Copeland and Andy Sumners, but I mean, I can understand. You're limited in what you can do in a band. And that's what Sting has always maintained. So there you go.
That was like, what you call it? Crap. Phil Collins when he was in Genesis and then broke up. I mean, granted,
100%.
yeah, ended up taking off all by himself as well. Joey B says, Beavs Angel, let's age ourselves. Whoops. What's the oldest band artist act you've ever seen live in person? Oh Jesus. I really want to age
Okay, so I got three real quick ones. This is crazy because remember, my dad was an import export, so he used to do tours for bands. So I saw in like 1976, I saw Kiss.
right.
I saw Zeppelin in the Who with the original lineups before the drummers died, and in 1979ish, I saw Paul McCartney in Wings,
Rick says he's on.
and I met Paul McCartney after the show behind the scenes. And there's another crazy story of me and him later, but I met him and talked to him for like 2 minutes, and he couldn't have been a nicer guy. If you've seen a lot of interviews, there's the video Paul McCartney meeting Ozzy. And Paul McCartney is like he acts like he's a normal dude, and everybody meets him, and he's like Jesus to all these people because there's so many people in music that started because of him and the Beatles. And it's weird when you're living things, you don't understand it. Like my perspective in watching Tom's games is different than just about anybody else's. I don't enjoy the games. I don't.
Right.
I mean, I've talked about this. Because there's 11 guys on your team trying to kill him, and trust me, remember the losses way more than the wins. And of course, Angels fucking Eagles contributed to that in 2017. But and you look at him smiling, that little fucking heathen. No, it's all right. Nick fucking Foles and Bill fucking Belichick. Hope he enjoys Carolina. But no, it was just interesting. So the better story is like in 1999, I moved to New York City and opened health. I go to work at Health Club and I'm the night manager. And Paul McCartney was one of our clients, and he used to come in. And he couldn't have been a nicer guy. And one night he took me and my whole crew out to a local diner and fed us. And he sat and talked to us for 2 hours. He was there. His wife at the time, Heather Mills, she was like art art and design stuff. Prince is one of the best live shows you ever see in your life.
Yeah. That was
Prince. I'll tell you what. Go look this up. You can find it. There's live show versions of this on YouTube and stuff. When Prince was in dispute with his record company, he was just doing the symbol, and he was pissing his record company off. He did an album where he played all the instruments because he took all the money from the record company instead of paying his band. He kept the money, and then he still paid his band, but it was all his own music. He played every instrument on the album.
I don't think people understand or you don't understood like what for Prince had, kind of the crazy background like it was with Michael Jackson and
Yeah, Prince was like Black Elvis.
Yeah.
He's different than Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson didn't play instruments,
Correct.
and Prince could play every instrument. I mean, if you have musical friends like Eddie Van Halen, somebody came up to Eddie Van Halen once, famously said, he was at the American Music Awards or something. Hey, I feel the best guitarist in the world, and he pointed at Prince and said, "Oh, you should go ask that guy." That's Eddie Van Halen.
Oh.
It's like Larry Bird saying somebody's better at shooting threes than me.
Speaking of, see now, you had Joey B mention Duncan Dad. Who pops in? Duncan Dad. He said what Joey B said, Angels told Deb Studio B to put on her earmuffs with bees that friend. And that never happens.
So one of the coolest things ever, by the way, Prince is incredible. We have the Dunkin' Donuts is here in town. We got 2 in the last year or so. And I go and get my Dunkalata on Sunday. My iced Dunkalata, which I love. It's like a mocha latte basically, and it's my cheat day is Sunday. I get my apple fritter and my Dunkalata on Sunday at Dunkin' Donuts, right next to my church. So Sunday I'm usually a happy day. Nick fucking Foles, Angel.
I went. So one of the guys I used to work with is
why the hell do you have to be a goddamn Eagles fan? I gotta fucking hear about that all the fucking time.
Hey, look, everybody knows last
year. By the way, I'm the one who told you last year that your team was good and they won the Super Bowl, and you were sitting there napalm and Sirianni.
Yeah, and
the first time that guy loses 2 games in a row, you're gonna be calling Big Dom and have him thrown in the Atlantic Ocean.
I did.
So I mean, well, you have Big Dom thrown in the Atlantic Ocean too. You like him less than Sirianni.
Yeah, I can't. Big Dom. I'm just done with Big Dom.
Okay, so I'll answer this question because I'm from either place, but I've lived in Detroit, I've lived in Michigan. I think Philly's tougher just because you have worse weather, and that's what I think is a bigger. I think your environment you come from. Detroit's good. We're a tough city. It's a tough place, Midwest. Interesting. But no, I would probably say Philly.
Philly is tougher.
Don't forget, I've had John Runyon, who came through here, and his son is now in Green Bay.
Yep.
But he was on the Eagles with Michael Strahan early in his career. McNabb was playing. And, I've had, who else? Brendan Graham. Brendan Graham was going in the Eagles Hall of Fame. Of course, he's part of the goddamn 2017 game with the fucking strip sack at the end of the game.
That's right.
Of course, this is like penance for me. I'm reliving my sins tonight.
Speaking of, it's funny because 2017. So again, it was back
Stop
home.
talking about it.
It was a great time to be home because I mean, you couldn't believe what had happened. Like we're all waiting for a flag to happen at the very end of it. It was like there's no way we just didn't win this thing.
I mean, you talk a guy killing Chris Hogan. Yes, the video of that is bad.
No,
my god!
Even though it was,
but they're not going to call. They're not going to call that on that play.
No,
they're not going to call that.
Even though
that's good coaching by your team. It's good coaching by the Eagles defense, by the way, to tell them, because if you see how the play was designed, Hogan was the jump man. So, and because Gronk's going to catch the bounce, so they and again, Bill was figuring out what to do with Malcolm fucking Butler to have the right play call. I'm not bitter, Angel. I'm not. I'm not.
It's okay. We're accepting open applications. There's still time. We just started camp, so it's okay. But listen, just like I said, though, don't think just because it's 1-1 last year was last year. This is this year. Enough talk of the nonsense that came last year because Sirianni's back on my hot seat until come playoff time. So no, that does not, in my book, go away. No, the great thing.
I'm trying to think, Angel. I'm not being funny. On your staff, because Fangio isn't a head coach. He's like Steve Spagnuolo. He's a career defense coordinator.
Right.
And he's been an assistant. He's been a head coach. So is there somebody on your staff that is an obvious head coaching candidate if Sirianni goes sideways? Because Kellen Moore's gone. My buddy is your new quarterbacks coach. Scotty Loeffler, who left Bowling Green. He's one of Tom Brady's great former coaches. He was a quarterback here at Michigan, hurt his shoulder, and then became a coach. And he was one of Tommy's confidants and helped, Tommy turned out okay, besides that goddamn 2017 game. But that's your new quarterbacks coach.
Yeah. No, right now, other than Kellen Moore, I really wanted him to hang around because I thought if Nick Sirianni would have tanked,
he has to take that job. He has to take that job, Agent.
I know.
But I know it hurts you. He's got to take that Jerry Jones money. Because, Jerry could wake up today and fire him and he gets the whole money. So he gets all the money. So
he went to New Orleans.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't disrespect him that way.
Oh, Schottenheimer's with the Cowboys.
Yeah, that dummy's over there.
Schottenheimer's with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Now there's a puppet. My joke about that is his name isn't Brian Schottenheimer. Yes, Jerry. Yes, Jerry. Yes, Jerry. Hey, you're not going to have Michael Parsons. I'm going to trade his ungrateful, disloyal ass somewhere because I don't want to pay him.
Well, did you see what he put out there today? As far as
I know. My GM at work loves the Cowboys, and he's how you are with Sirianni. Yeah. That's him with Jerry Jones. If it rains during the day, he's grooming Jerry Jones. It's like you with Sirianni.
All right. So if your GM loves Cowboys that much, that means that you guys are still using VCRs at that restaurant. Then, if that's the case, because that's the only thing they remember.
Yeah, this is so funny. He's a huge Yankees fan. And he wears his Aaron Judge jersey, and I wear my Alonso and Soto, and it's fun. It's fun. We have fun. No, he goes back to the Cowboys with Bullet Bob Hayes. And remember, the Cowboys were one of the first teams really integrated their team. And Ricky's black. So that drew guys. It's like the Dodgers were like that with Jackie Robinson and so forth. And, people don't realize this. The Celtics basically integrated the NBA because they had their whole team was black. They were the first team to have all black starting lineup. And Bill Russell, he was the first black. He was the player coach, and then he was the coach. The Celtics get lumped in with the Red Sox in their racist ways. There's stories with the Yankees. Pete knows them. So no, it's interesting to see. It's fun. I'm getting the sun and reflection in my window here. I'm looking like I'm like a ghost. I'm the ghost of the 2017. Sunscreen in my living room. There you go. Like that. There you go. I'm back.
By the way,
There you go. Yeah.
when earlier when he said any thoughts on Pat McAfee and his second apology to the Ole Miss
They're
female
getting.
player.
He's getting sued, isn't he? Is that what's going on? He's getting
No,
sued. Yeah, that's not a real apology. That's tell people don't understand. He outed a co-ed for something she didn't do, and proof that she didn't, and now she's suing his ass.
that's why you got to be
You
careful
know,
what you say.
that's why you have to be like me and be a trained media professional who comes on this show and doesn't swear every 2 minutes.
That's
Oh,
right.
wait a minute. That's me.
That's right.
Um, no, the old Silverdome was fine. The old Silverdome was good. Where the Lions used to play,
Yeah.
Silverdome was fine. The Tacoma Dome, is that the old Tampa Stadium, the
See.
old where the Rays played?
Oh
Is
no,
that what he's talking about?
that's probably kind of field.
What's the Tacoma Dome that he's talking about? I don't understand what the Tacoma Dome was.
Is that the one in
Oh,
the Midwest?
Tacoma, Washington, like Tacoma, Washington, wherever the hell it is.
It could have been before they made the new one there for the Seahawks. But no, speaking of
Oh, the old Kingdom. Oh, the old Kingdom. Oh no! First of all, Michigan won the national championship with Glenn Rice and Ramil Robinson. So that's in Seattle. No, that was the Kingdom was fine. I'm trying to think of the worst stadium. I'm
yeah,
trying to
Astrodome.
think. I know. You know what? That's one Keith Hernandez talks about all the time. Um, is Astrodome still there?
Yeah,
Is it still
because
there?
of what's his face, that fake freaking.
Oh, Furniture Mac or whatever the hell his name is.
No, no, no,
The
no. No, he's actually he's a really good dude.
Mattress Mac.
Yeah, no, he's a really good dude. Joel's seen that thing out because
Oh yeah, he does his religious retreat things there.
yeah,
Yes.
and then when the hurricane came through there, instead of putting people there, he was talking about, oh no, it's flooded, you guys can't go down there.
I saw the video of him charging people.
It's ridiculous. That's why I listen. That's why I do not. I don't. I haven't been. I have faith. I believe in God. I do not go to church because it's a hypocrisy in the world. Right? Trying to charge you and do this, and you get out of here with that nonsense.
Do you believe in the Lord, brother Angel?
Yeah, I mean God because He is the one that
Hallelujah, Angel.
But I'm not doing this whole church nonsense because it's hypocrisy. How can you go to church? That's what kills me about folks. All week long they're sitting right before they go into church. It's like, oh, did you see? You didn't see her. She was cheating with so and so, this and that. And the minute she walks up, oh, sister, how you doing?
It's like the
Right.
Coldplay thing. They're killing the husband, right? The woman is married too. Did you not know that story?
Yep. But
I mean, they're both fault. Might want to point that out somewhere in America, But you know,
and
it's
that's
pretty
another
damn
thing
funny.
too. Like, what the hell were you thinking? You're at a Coldplay concert and they're telling you that the big jumbotron's about to go live, the Kiss Cam, and here you two dinglings are. And then I like it where like he ducked, like, oh, hopefully no one saw me. But the other one that cracked me up was a lady. I don't know if that girl's with them. Whoever she was.
Oh, the one who couldn't stop laughing. The girl
Yeah,
couldn't stop laughing. Yes.
she's beat freaking red, just laughing hysterically because she thought I'm in the clear. I got nothing to do with these two dinglings. So, and then what the hell? What was it? Astrology? Astronomers? I never heard of that company in my life.
The funniest thing is, if you watch Modern Family, they had an episode like this 10 years ago, where Ty, the dad, Julie Bowen's husband on the show, he was at the Kiss Cam at like a Lakers game, and his wife was watching it, and you can find this on the internet. It's all over the place. So the Modern Family had this like 10 years ago. This
Right.
exact scenario. Oh, you're on the Kiss Cam and your wife's watching the game. So it was pretty funny, but no, it's pretty nuts.
Joined me because I'll talk about a thing here as well. But he says, my wife and I gave to the church for 10 years. All of a sudden, we see the priest, pardon me, driving a Benz and playing above the roof. Yeah, and listen, my mom, who used to go to this Pentecostal church, right? I always she went to a Pentecostal church, and the priest is telling them you cannot listen to music, you can't watch TV, and if you watch TV, the only reason why you want to watch TV is to watch the news, make sure you stay informed with the world. 50,000 freaking rules. Well, apparently one day someone got pissed off. They were like, listen, this Joker is driving with this beat car. I'm quite he probably has some fancy freaking car. Sure enough, all the money he collected, fancy ass house on top of the hill, and he's got a freaking Mercedes parked in the front lot. So I'm like, are you kidding me? But you have these people. Listen, people can say whatever they want to about Joel Osteen. I don't care for the dude because you just turn your back on millions of people, and in the accident he's holier than now. I don't. Joel Osteen, in my book, is just another fraud. It's just because you can't turn around and have private helicopter to your private jet to this, that, and the other, and then charge all these people all this nonsense, and then you're going to be safe. Fuck out of here with that crap.
So the funniest thing, you brought this up, the Ozzy Osbourne farewell show. Did you see how much money he raised? $190 million for Parkinson's.
Holy craps! Are they going to see that money?
Oh yeah. Unlike the fires in Los Angeles, the $100 million disappeared.
Yeah.
But the 190, there is $190 million, and that's already done. They already deposited already for Parkinson's.
That's
which
amazing.
I believe that's what Ozzy had Parkinson's, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I get them confused, the Michael J. Fox one, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. But no, it was that's cool. It's the just be smart, active about the stuff with the rip-off charities, and everybody's trying to save the world. His private jet. Who's it? Oh, wait a minute. Who's another guy? Oh, is it the Microsoft guy who talks about the greenhouse effects and everything? Oh,
how can
Gates?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gates. Is that who it is?
Yeah, but how can you turn around? So where was it? If there was a show before, if everybody remembers, on Amazon, where it was Julia Roberts. Yeah, the guys in the military.
Oh, Aaron Brockovich? Aaron Brockovich?
No. The one where she was, so you had the soldiers that stuff happened to them out in the field. Let's say if they saw someone else get shot, something happened, they had to go through this rehab. So they go to this place out in Virginia, basically in the middle of nowhere, and they're getting all these drugs pumped into them to basically erase everything of their mind, the whole 9 yards. And then slowly but surely, when their mind starts coming back, they get injected with more drugs and stuff so they can forget. It was like these weird poppy seeds and whatever. So enter Bill Gates, all of a sudden becomes a scientist and a farmer. And with my wife and I were talking about it, he wants to turn around and basically do the same crap that was happening in that Julia Roberts show where the avocados, everybody knows not to buy his crap because it's all freaking laced. All this bioengineered stuff they keep coming out with, get out of here. You from computers.
He's a computer guy and he's fixing the world.
Correct. Yeah. And all of a sudden you go become a farmer. You know what? Go to farm China. Go farm over there. Let me know how it works out for you. Because it won't.
Oh my God, you crack me up, man. Crack me up. We barely talk about sports tonight, Angel.
We barely did. But because we're gonna end up
you and your goddamn Eagles. That's why 2017, your goddamn fucking.
Well, you know what? Going back to it, now that you're saying that, because I remembered. So being home for the original one, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I was home for the parade, and then I made my way here less than 2 weeks later. I was down. No, 2 months later, I was down here. But the best one I think for me was because I was there with Rick Marcus and I were together. End up doing the pregame show, which is the highest rated ever as far as on the program here. It had over, I think by the end of the show was over.
You did a pregame show before the Super Bowl when you beat my goddamn Patriots?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Angel, I hate you, Angel.
That's okay. But it was great though because Rick and I were next to each other, and Rick had a picture of his, and if I remember correctly, it was his mom that was with us. And it was weird because even Rick and I think were kind of like beside ourselves because we didn't think the Eagles were going to turn out and beat them so bad in the first half. On top of, and the other thing I remember as well, other than this one, was how is it possible in Arizona that little freaking guy gets injured, can barely freaking run or walk or anything else. Second half, he's all juiced up like, come on, let's go win this thing. So I'm glad that he got the beat down that he did this past year, but I'm really happy that I hung out with Rick. Because it was so much fun.
We've kind of talked about the thing 2 years ago with Mahomes and the sprained ankle, the high ankle sprain.
Yep.
You could, Angel. I'm gonna break some news. They don't drug test during the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, well, that was more than prevalent when it came to
I mean,
freaking.
That's how Gronk played in the Super Bowl with a broken ankle in 2011. I mean, because the players don't get paid. They don't get their paychecks. No, they get playoff checks from the league, and it's like $50,000 a game or whatever it is. You can look it up. It's all their playoff shares. But no, they don't drug test during the playoffs. And part of it is they want the best players to try to play. So I mean, you think the Bengals enjoyed playing enhanced Aaron Donald in the playoffs in the Super Bowl?
No.
Remember
Go-
how bad Aaron Donald was killing their O line? That's enhanced Aaron Donald, or could be J.J. Watt, Warren Sapp, any of these guys. They can drink as many Red Bulls or whatever else they want and just go out and kick ass and take names.
Yeah.
Rick, shut up.
I remember. I can't remember that kid's name either, though, Rick. But he was good, very knowledgeable. He was spitting knowledge back and forth because tuned in. He came in for a little bit, and he was going back and forth with Rich for a little while. But he was really good. Boston versus Philly. What city has better Italian bakery? Ooh, that's tough because they're really good.
Boston.
I give the edge
Boston.
to Boston. Boston does have a better.
Because we have the North End, and it's a different. It's close, but it'd be like there's certain things each city's known. See Philly with the cheesesteaks, and and a couple other things, but no, the Italian bakeries, they're both really good. Most of the East Coast, New York, Philly, Boston has really good Italian food and cuisine. I think New York probably has the best pizza of the three. Boston is a great bakery place, obviously with Dunkin' Donuts and things like that people know
Right.
about. And no, Philly. Listen, I'm a rare East Coast guy. I like Philly. I've always liked because I love Rocky. Sylvester Stallone's one of my heroes. So and for about 6 years, I would wake up and watch Rocky's run in Rocky, him running up the hill and up the stairs and the trophy and everything. Um, I don't want to talk about Portnoy. That's not my area. That's that's a TV deal. It's an entertainment show. They don't want somebody up there to do X's and O's. Dave's a U of M guy. He's a New England guy. He's done really well for himself. He'll do well for their network. It's like Pat McAfee, same exact type of concept. He brings in, you know, John Madden, for as good as he was at X's and O's, brought in a non-traditional sports fans because he was interesting. That's what part of it. And you know, Herb Street doing both NFL and college football is good because Angel, you and I know this more than most people because we're East Coast guys, where college football isn't a big deal.
Right.
Well, Kirk Herbstreit is doing the exact opposite in like Alabama and Oklahoma and other parts of the country there's not college football. He's bringing, where there's not NFL, so he's bringing the college football fans from Alabama, from other cities and areas of West Virginia that don't have uh, NFL teams. So he's bringing the college football. The equivalent of Dick Vitale going and doing NBA games. So it's to bring in new faces, and everything now is digital and streaming, and that's Dave's business. So he's going to be good for them in the network. And again, he'll do and say some things to piss Ohio State off, which I fully support and enjoy.
It's
Uh,
speaking about Ohio.
yeah, I mean, Rick, I love Ricky. I love Rocky. Rocky's one of my favorite movies ever. And I met Sly a couple of times. He's awesome. He's awesome.
Speaking of Ohio State, there. Well, what do you believe, or how well will Will Howard end up doing with the Steelers?
He's like a career backup, like Colt McCoy type guy.
Right. Yeah.
Matt Castle, Brian Hoyer, and their team's interesting because they've completely sold out over the next 2 years to win, and that's even with if Aaron only plays 1 year because of the T.J. Watt, DK Metcalf deals. and they're going to be in a rebuild mode, and they got to go get a quarterback after Aaron retires. So they kind of sold out their team. I would have done on the TJ Watt deal. You don't do, but they had to do it after they signed Aaron Rodgers and did the Metcalf trade.
Yeah.
And the best thing the most underrated thing they did was getting rid of George Pickens, who's a complete pain in the ass, and it's just on a team that's not going to win the Super Bowl, you can't have him because he's about himself. It's not about winning, and
Yeah.
you had the little guys like that.
To me, I would have kept Justin Fields. I don't know why in the world he was doing well.
Great minds think alike, Angel. I agree with you 100%.
They should have kept him, but for some reason, you just felt like, oh no, we're just going to go ahead and part ways with him, which didn't make any sense because obviously you showcase what wasn't right with the Bears that they were able to do and make them better. So I just don't understand that. Like you had your quarterback.
Well, okay, so let me help out. Part of the reasoning, I think, you always remember in your division, you have to, and this is what the Eagles do, Howie does so well with your team. Look at your division and how everything around you impacts it. In their division, they faced Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow 4 games. Cleveland's a disaster at quarterback, even though, if Dylan Gabriel or Shador are any good, or Kenny Pickett, one of those guys maybe is halfway decent. So they're facing 2 all-pro level quarterbacks all year with loaded offenses, Lamar and Joe Burrow. So Justin Fields is like a mid-level guy. Or you bring in an upside, maybe motivate Aaron Rodgers and get him to get his head out of his ass and do what Tommy did and Peyton Manning did with Denver. But again, football isn't Aaron's priority. Aaron's priority is Aaron. So, but again, they did what they did. I don't know what to make of that team. I have a feeling one of the two, Bengals or Ravens, is going to completely fall apart. I just have a feeling one of those two. It's probably going to be the Bengals because of their front office situation and the contracts and everything, the offseason with them. Burrow had to talk about this today. So we'll see. But I just have a feeling one of those two high-end teams is going to fall off. Cleveland's going to win about 5 games because they got a good defense. They got good coaches. Well, I mean, here's the problem with Rick. Here's the problem with Dallas. They always have locker room problems. They had locker room problems when Jimmy Johnson was there, and then Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin. So it's like, when is Dallas not a problem? You bring in a dynamite stick into a room of ammunition. I mean, it's not. That's why, everybody concerned about Stephon Diggs on the Patriots. Hey, wait a minute. Do you guys not know who the coach of the Patriots is? You notice how the Lions can sign anybody they want, behave. You know why? Who's the coach of the Lions, Angel? Hulk Hogan.
Yes. But
Hulk Hogan.
Now here's the thing, right, where
Mike Vrabel can kick every one of his players' asses if he wants to.
I felt bad because to a certain extent, but anyways, or for the Lions, right? Because you have 2 years in a row where they could have made a good run, and obviously 1 of the 2 they could definitely have won.
2 years ago, they blew that second half.
Right.
Jared Goff's second half where he wasn't good, and the receiver dropped the 2 balls, and they didn't get the touchdown until they had a 17-point lead. They didn't score any points. They kicked field goals. They didn't have a touchdown until like a minute left in the game in the second half. The ball off Vlindor there, the bounce play, they're never going to recover from that because they're not going to win with Jared Goff. They're not going to win with Jared Goff. If Jared was standing right in front of me, I'd say this to him. They're not going to win with Jared. He's not good enough.
That's what
I'm sorry. And by the way, this is the NFC where your guy is clearly the best quarterback. And he's black Phil Simms. He's a leader. He's tough. He doesn't make mistakes. He's a good guy, respect in the locker room. And he's on a loaded team. Oh, I can make a case the second best quarterback in the conference is Purdy. After that, Baker Mayfield. Right. But Brock Purdy's third. But there's the quarterback discrepancy in the conference is so much different. And, Jordan Love's just okay. Jaden Daniels, let's see second year because Stroud was great his first year. Let's see how good Jaden Daniels is. But your guy's the best quarterback in this conference. Please don't give me Matthew Stafford. His back's already hurt.
Yeah, he's going to be done too.
And they left the Lions. They got better because they rebuilt their whole team. The team was too focused on Stafford. He was making too much money to overcome and correct things, so they had to move off him. And I like Matthew Stafford personally. Doesn't mean that I can't explain the scenarios. Look at it's a win-win trade for both teams. I don't know Jared Goff, but he's a good NFL starting quarterback. They got a good NFL starting quarterback and about 7 other really good players in the trades. Look it up.
Rick says he's multitasking. Phillies, Sox. So that's it.
And the goddamn fucking Red Sox. They don't win the night. I hope they don't win another game the rest of the year. I'm sorry about my Red Sox friends, all 3 of them. I'm kidding. I have a million Red Sox friends. I collect dumb people, Angel.
Well, you got more than
Pete's not dumb.
No,
and Pete,
no,
I was a Red Sox fan, but he's not a typical Red Sox fan. He says it when they stink.
Yeah,
there's people that they're in denial, the river of denial, watching the Red Sox. Hey, they're gonna win this year. Roman Anthony batting third. He's hitting like 170. So I mean, I deal with delusion in bad baseball all the time. I'm a Mets fan. Okay, so I'm an expert in both. Okay, and since Cohen's taking over, but I know how the movie ends. Okay, it's what it is, but it's pretty damn funny. It's pretty damn funny, and hopefully your Phillies lose, Angel.
No,
so
it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you this, and I think I said this to you the other day. I think that's where Screwball is going to go.
I think so.
Because do the timeline. Zach Wheeler is going to retire. You have money. He's going to take the Zach Wheeler with inflation. I think that's where he's going to go. Probably I don't think the Mets will be on. I don't think the Mets will be on him. I don't think the Yankees will be on him. It'll be you and the Dodgers.
No, Dodgers have enough going on for them, but I don't think now the Dodgers will not repeat as World Series champs.
No, they're going to lose to us or you.
Yep.
One of us will beat my team or your team will beat them.
Yeah. So I don't think.
And by the way, here's something. Here's a scary thought for Dodgers fans. Clayton Kershaw starting an important game in the playoffs. He's shot. So he's not even in the same realm of what he used to be.
Didn't he just get like another 2 or 3 year extension too? Like he's not going to make it that far.
He might not make it for two more weeks. So, I mean, watch him pitch.
Right, but
I think he signed. That's why they put him in the All-Star game. I think he said he's going to retire at the end of the year.
Oh.
That's like one of the worst kept secrets around there, I guess. He was funny in the All-Star game being mic'd up. That was really cool. John Bolt's telling him to throw a pitch that he doesn't throw.
If you're gonna, I've been saying this for the longest. Baseball is a grind. Right? We already know it's 152. Make the All-Star game just about fun. You don't have to be freaking super serious. Make it fun. I like the way they do it.
Incredibly stupid that there's so many stiffs from the Tigers who are fringe major league players. Yes, I'm looking at you, McKinstry. And Juan Soto's not in the fucking All-Star game. No, what do people? Angel, let me ask you a question. You think there are a lot of people who go to a baseball game or watch baseball to watch Juan Soto?
No.
Don't be a smart ass. Do you think they go to watch McKinstry and Javi fucking Baez and some of the others? We could have a guy from the Marlins. The Marlins couldn't draw straw. They get 5 people at their games. They don't have any fans. Nobody cares.
No, and I think
send the Bryce Harpers and the Schwarbers and the Zach Wheelers. Send the stars. It's an all-star game.
They just drew the most fans they've had. Like opening day, I think they had like 1,900 the other day. I don't know why, but they had it, unless it was a good team that came into town. But other than that,
the Mets just had ridiculous numbers for their Angels series. The Mets are banging it out. I mean, their midweek games are drawing and banging it out.
Mets, they're starting to remind me of the Cardinals. You know how the Cardinals always, they started hot right around the All-Star. It was like, and then when they need to be in the playoffs or in there, Mets are that team. They're the same exact way. Mets end up hanging around. They're like I can't stand the Nationals. Can't stand them. A bunch of gnats. It drives me nuts. But the Mets are the
Oh, they're
same way.
terrible.
Yeah.
Nationals are terrible.
But the Mets just remind me of that team. You guys can say what you want to about us. Don't worry, we're going to be there. And then come August, they're like, "Yep, let's see. We've checked
And
our."
the other thing is, and people don't know this. People don't know this, and it's a lot like your coach, the Phillies coach, Rob Thompson. Mendy, Carlos Mendoza, our coach,
Right.
is a really good fit with this team because he's very calm. Like the last 2 days, we've done the lineup where, well, 2 nights ago, not today, yesterday,
Right.
they started the two studs, Soto and Lindor. They traded for one, they signed the other, in 7 draft picks. Today they did 6 draft picks and Starling Marte with Soto and Lindor. So I mean they're loaded farm system development team. They got a lot of pitchers coming up in the minor leagues that are come up. The Pete Alonso thing and Edwin Diaz, who will probably opt out also. That's their 2 big items. Depending on my mood, what I'll think of, I'll tell you if Pete Alonso is going to stay or not. I want him to stay. I think he should stay, and I think Edwin Diaz should stay too. It's cost the Mets probably about $60 million for the 2 of them a year. But I mean, Steve Cohen can afford it. And I hate saying that to Steve, it's not him, but that's why I bought the team. But no, it's interesting to see. But no, I appreciate you saying about the Mets. There's been a big culture change there. And don't forget where our manager comes from. It comes from the Brewers, where they just find guys.
Yeah.
And they still do. And that's invaluable. It's very much like when Theo Epstein took over the Red Sox, where they had their own star guys and they brought in the Moneyball guys. And it's a good translation there, but it's fun. It's fun and good things. But yeah. So Angel, I know we got to wrap up. So and I'll be on with you and Pete Friday, I believe, right? That's the plan, the battle plan. So people don't know this. We're recessing, doing the fall schedules and everything. But right now, I will be on Wednesday nights, and I'll be on Mondays and Fridays with Pete and Angel. So that's the plan as of right now. Angel's mixing and matching. He's going to have some great fun announcements, new shows, new programming. Angel's going to have less hair than me soon.
I sure am.
But that's why I'm the DH, designated host. I move around. So there you go. So.
That's so true. No, yeah, because USF's about to start up. That's about to take a good chunk of my time here coming up. Boise State's going to be great. That's their first game. That's going to be terrific.
Wow. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep. So that's going to be horrific. I can't wait.
By the way, look at the first week of games. There's some really good games.
Yeah.
Texas at Ohio State. So and there's other ones. The Tigers versus Tigers. LSU, Clemson. Clemson, really good national championship pick. Really good national championship pick.
Really?
Yes. Remember I told you that. Remember, I'm going to give you one right now.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some right now that nobody will give you. I bet you Ohio State doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
We already know they have one loss, Angel. You know who that is too.
Yeah, well,
Ohio State already has one loss.
Rick's already let us know.
Did Schwarber did he really just hit a 2-run homer?
Yep.
Okay, so I was just talking about Tracy Smith, Michigan's baseball coach.
Right.
He was Schwarber's coach at Indiana. FaceTimes with them at our practices all the time. He had Spencer Torkelson at Arizona State. So pretty cool. So Angel, I'll tweet you the skip with Robert from Metallica, the Croc Company. But yeah, see you Friday. Everybody have a good night. Stay safe. Enjoy the wonderful weather. We're having a nice run here in Michigan. I know a lot of the East Coast. We're getting some nice relief. Angel, what's it in Florida right now? Nice.
We are at a heat index of about 106. The average high has been about 95. So it's pretty much sweltering. Other than we're getting much needed rain at the moment, but we're in a super hot stage.
Okay, buddy. Well, you stay cool. You and Debbie be good, and we'll talk soon, buddy. Okay.
All right, Beav. Everyone else, have a great night, and we will talk to you guys.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.